It's definitely a new day for kids ministry as we are forced to kind of move to online approaches in our kids ministry. We have to think outside of our box, or in our essence, in our mobile devices, on our online screens, and through our social media content to reach our kids nowadays. We've had to move away from gathering in groups and that opportunity, that one-on-one connection within our kids ministries. And so as we navigate this new territory in how do we operate kids ministry in a COVID-19 world, there are many things to kind of take into consideration. And so I wanted to kind of share with you today some tips and resources that are available to you to help us maybe wrap our minds around or get a sense of how do we navigate these new uncharted waters, and how do we still make an impact in kids ministry today in this COVID-19 world that we're living in right now. And so the first tip and resource I wanted to kind of share with you is the first thing that we need to do is really pray. Pray for our families. More than ever do our family needs our prayers right now, especially with the economic hits that we're having, businesses closing down, people having to work remotely from home. Our families need our prayers. Also, kids are out for weeks from school, from their normal routine, and we know the severity of that can happen, and especially when we all may have to be confined in one place for extended amount of time. So really pray for our families, and that God will still make an impact in their lives right now, even though we can't gather together, we don't have that opportunity to come together and worship Him as one unit right now. So as you're navigating the kids ministry, pray for your families. Also pray for your leaders. Your leaders, more than anything, need that encouragement as well. Your Sunday school teachers, your Wednesday night leaders. Pray for them, encourage them, use means of social media, email, a good handwritten card now that we have a little bit of downtime on our hands. Send that to them. Just continue to encourage them as well. It might give you a chance to get to know some of your leaders a little bit more during this time frame. Another thing is pray specifically for the kids. More than anything, especially your younger kids and things like that, it's hard for them to grasp and understand what's going on in their ever-changing world right now. And so pray that they can have that peace of mind, that understanding as they're trying to make sense of what's going on. And pray for our families and our parents that they're able to communicate that effectively for them, and that the kids will still be able to see God in the midst of all of this. And pray for their physical and their spiritual well-being during this time as well. And so first thing that we can do within this new world of kids ministry is to pray. Second thing, keep our families on track. Do what you can to make sure that your families are still staying on track with what their kids were learning on Sunday and Wednesday night and those different activities that they can't necessarily gather for now, but that they can make sure that they still have the right resources and stuff, that they can continue on that learning process for their kids. Just like our school systems are sending take-home homework for the kids to work on, let's send our take-home homework, in a sense, to our families, equip them with that. Whether that's you're mailing each of the Bible lessons and activities to your families, or if you've got permission from your curriculum providers, that you can email that as well. I know Lifeway is providing free resources on several of their curriculums, and we're going to give you that link in a little while as well. And so some of those curriculum providers, they're providing those resources so you can get those to your families, so that your families can stay on track with what they were learning in that aspect. So even if it's that you have to video yourself, or you get one of your teachers to video, you teach in the Bible lesson each week and sending that out through your social media outlet so your families can view that. Whatever it is, so that you can still create that worship experience environment for the kids at home with their families. And so think outside the box a little bit. How can you get that information to them to where you're still keeping your families on track? They're still learning. Your kids are still learning the Bible. They're still learning those lessons, and they're still progressing along. So when we are able to come back together, they haven't missed a beat. And so hopefully this is a great opportunity to encourage even our parents to kind of take that spiritual discipleship role and to help lead their families families in a family worship time, helping guide their kids through a kid worship time, and helping their kids with those particular activities. So second thing you can do is try to keep your families on track and tap into those resources that you have available to you, that you can send that information to them. Third thing I want to kind of encourage you to do is, okay, we've already mentioned that kids are out for several weeks. And so now what do we do in the midst of all of this with our kids that they're left at home? So create some fun family fun activities for your families to do. Now, I know not all of us are as creative as others, and so that's why it's always great to kind of think outside the box, listen to what other leaders are doing, what are some other ideas that are out there, and tap into those. Create some fun activities for families to do that they may not have even thought about. I've heard of one church that they're doing like take-home kits for their families, and so they just ran to the store, got some cheap activity items like a canister of Play-Doh, so families could create a masterpiece together. Grabbing a cookie mix so families could make cookies together one night. A package of popcorn so they could have a movie night, and making that suggestion. So create some fun family activities that they can do, and create maybe these take-home kits that you either mail to them or have a place that they can come and pick them up easily in that aspect. And so but be sure to include maybe some family devotional or some spiritual tie-ins with each of those activities that the families are doing. And so thinking outside the box, what can we do to help our families during this time and navigate these new uncharted waters for them? And so just providing those little tangible things that they can do together. And so helping them still enjoy this time and build that community within their home as well. Maybe even a great idea is to have an opportunity where your Sunday school class all tunes in at a certain time, and you're creating that little bit of network there as well. So think outside the box. What are some family fun activities that you can do and help them to think outside the box in that aspect? The next thing I want to kind of suggest is doing a brain break for the kids. Right now, they're cooped up in the house. They're either working on homework, driving their parents crazy, or trying to make sense of why can't I go play with my friends, and why can't I go back to school and hang out with my friends that I haven't seen in several days now. And so provide some fun activities and brain breaks for the kids as well, and maybe some fun challenges for them too. And so I've heard of one church that they're doing kind of a Facebook Live event at a certain time each day. And it's kind of just the kids ministry staff doing something funny or goofy. It could be the pastor, getting involved in doing something kind of fun activity aspect, and allowing the kids to, during that time frame, write in with questions so you can get to know the kids ministry staff a little better. I heard of one staff, they did a hot wings challenge, and so it was pretty entertaining to watch. And so just think outside the box. What can we do that we're still making that connectivity, but creating a brain break for the kids is just kind of fun, and allow them to still feel like they're still connected to the kids ministry and things going on, even though they're having to view from home now. I know one church, I thought it was a great idea that they kind of sent these challenges home for the kids to do, and the kids have to either videotape themselves reciting a verse or singing a worship song, and then they're supposed to resubmit it back in. Some kids ministries, they've been doing, okay, if you submit this stuff back that you've completed these challenges or these different things, then your family's entered in for a cool family fun prize kind of deal. And so you can think outside the box what that would be that would kind of be appealing to your kids and your families at this time. So it's always kind of cool. What are some things that we can do? So 1, make sure you're praying for your families. 2, that you're keeping your families on track. 3, that you're providing some family fun activities. And 4, that you're providing those brain breaks for the kids and things that they can do at home, whether it's a fun bucket list for them to check off, or to-do list, or fun challenges that they have to complete, whether it's, hey, help your parents wash the dishes one night, write a cool note to a neighbor, and all those fun different ideas. Think outside the box of what you can do in that aspect. And then 5thly, Fifth thing I want to kind of encourage you to do is tap into free resources that are available to you. There are many free resources out there right now. Now that we've all had to shift to this more online approach with our kids ministry, thank goodness some of our curriculum providers are providing things that we're able to send on to our families and equip them with the resources they need. I know Lifeway is one of those that they have started providing several different things. They're actually providing a free digital pass for families, for kids at home, so that they can continue to plug in and their kids can continue to learn God's lessons in an age-appropriate way for them, and equipping our parents with that. So feel free to kind of tap into that. We'll be able to provide that resource for you as well. And then there are many other aspects out there of different things. Check with your curriculum providers. See if they're providing a free curriculum and things during this time, or an online approach in that aspect. If you're using Gospel Project for Kids, they've allowed some permissions for you to be able to get that information to your families as well. And so also connect with us at Arkansas Kids Ministry Network on Facebook. Several children's ministers across the state, we've been posting different ideas of different things that we're trying to do and help our families navigate these new uncharted waters. And so feel free to connect with us. We want to make sure that you're getting the resources that you need to help your kids ministry, help equip your families, equip your parents during this new and transitional time for us. And so please feel free to connect with us, check back with us. We'll be glad to help in any way that we can. And so continue to pray for your families, continue to keep your families on track, and help provide those family fun activities and things they can do. Tap into those resources that are available to you, and continue to pray. Continue to equip your parents so that they can navigate these new uncharted waters. And hopefully, after several weeks, we'll be able to come back together and hear all the fun stories and different things of how this has made an impact on our families during this time. And so we're praying for you and hope things go well as you continue to navigate your kids' ministry in this COVID-19 world. Thanks.